What is going on, Internet? This is JD coming at you another video from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. Give me 1 second, let me find my sunglasses. That's better. Alright, so last night, Redskins played the Atlanta Falcons, and we won. Congrats. It's a preseason game. It's about as worth maybe a cup of tea and a cup of coffee. I don't know. Some things I want to take away from the game. I'm going to go with some positives first. Darius Geis looked fantastic. He looks like he's worth the pick we got him, plus more. He runs hard. He runs downhill. He runs with purpose. I can probably go through a game film and list at least 2 plays where he made the wrong cut, or maybe he hesitated a little bit and he could have got more yards. But all in all, he's still 11 carries, 44 yards, 4 yards a carry. Not going to be too mad about that. He did a pretty good job. And I'm going to just comment on some things real quick. Before I get any further, like, share, and subscribe. Please share this to all your Redskin friends. I want to get over 300 subscribers before the season starts. That's my goal. Love doing this. Love making my videos. I didn't make a video last week. I actually made a video yesterday. I just didn't post it. I got really busy at work, so I didn't do it. Where was that? Okay. So, I was on vacation last week. I went to Atlantic City, into the heart of Philly country, but I did get a wicked shirt. I'm going to show everyone. My next video will have that shirt on it. You'll see it. You're going to love it. It's an awesome shirt. It's probably the best shirt I've ever bought in my life. It's a Redskin shirt with some other twist in it of something else that I really enjoy. So you'll see it. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, but that was what was going on. So if you see a little bit of sunburn there, I got sunburn on my nose. I got sunburn everywhere, actually. My wife did a bad job of applying sunscreen. Anyway, so Geis did a great job. I'm excited to see him. Him and Adrian Peterson are going to do very good splitting runs. I think Geis will be will get a little bit more opportunity because he can actually throw the ball. That's the difference between Geis or catch the ball. I'm sorry, not throw it. That's a dumb thing to say. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can catch it in space. Thompson had a good run or two. So I really think our best offensive group is our receiving core. Our second best offensive group, I think, is our tight ends. I think Jordan Reed, he did get hit, and he's in concussion protocol. I'm not worried about that. If it was like a week before the season, I would be concerned. I'm not. He made a great catch. He made a couple good moves. He did have a drop that would have got us a first down and sustained a drive. I'm not worried about that. He looked good. He just got popped in the head, and now he's in concussion protocol. I'm pretty sure he'll be out of it before the season starts. I'm confident in that, but he looked good. Jeremy Sprinkle had a really good catch and run. If we see that from him, I have no issue moving on from Vernon Davis with Jeremy Sprinkle, and then we just got to get another tight end. Maybe we'll keep Matt Flanagan, or I think the other guy's name's Holtz. Keep them around. So tight end group look good. Offensive line, some parts of the offensive line look good. The right side of the line looks like they know what they're doing. And this from center over looks really good. We did have a run play that Geis actually, his effort got us yards. They pulled around the left side. And I think Donald Penn actually started, so he didn't do horrible, but he did great. Eric Flowers cost a touchdown, holding on the goal line, stuff like that. Is that really the sunlight? Yeah, that's the sunlight. So I'm going to pick that up. Pick it up and put it right here. So Darius Geis, Donald Penn started. He didn't look bad. Eric Flowers prevented us from getting a touchdown because he held. And on a run, we had, I think it was Sheriff, and it might have been our center. Might have been Chase Roulier. Pulled around, and we're supposed to seal off. And Sheriff did not do a very good job. I think it was Sheriff. Whoever number 75 is. I want to say Sheriff, but I may be wrong. Did not do a good job at blocking his guy. He literally just put like one hand on the guy, and then the guy, Darius Geis, stiff-armed really well, and then run for another like 6 yards and knocked the guy on his ass and went out of bounds. If it wasn't for Darius Geis' effort, that would have been a loss. We got to get better at that. So all in all, I think the run blocking has not been horrible. It's been definitely improved since day one. So offensive line, Eric Flowers got to get that holding under control. We cannot afford to keep having like turnovers and things like that, or holding and things like that. Those things kill our drives, our drive killers. That's what killed us last year. Last year, I actually think our offense was better than it looked, so to speak. The problem with our offense last year was a lot of the times we would get a rhythm going and then we get some stupid holding penalty on Morgan Moses or something like that. And then it put us back 10 yards. And when you're running an offense that runs 10 yards at a time, it's going to give you issues when you have to start 1st and 20 rather than 1st and 10. That's the only way I can put that. Case Keenum, I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. And I said this in a Facebook group, and it resonated with a lot of people, so I'm going to say it again. After watching the video last night, I don't think Case Keenum has won the job, so to speak, as in, I think Haskins just hasn't done enough to earn it. I don't think Keenum's done enough to get the job. I don't think he's basically played the position not to lose, and Haskins played the position to win, and sometimes you're going to make mistakes when you do that. But here's why I as much as I think it would be better to start Haskins, I'm going to tell you why we shouldn't start Haskins. By sitting Haskins to start the season, okay, he's going to learn two different things. Either A, he's going to learn how to win in the NFL. He's going to be able to see Case Keenum not throw turnovers, not throw interceptions, pound the ball, go through his progressions, hit the check down constantly, yada, yada, yada. He's going to do those things and learn how this team needs to win in the NFL. And that's what he needs to grow off of. That needs to be the standard he puts himself at if and when we put him in, and then he needs to build from that. Then he can take those shots deep. We can open up the offense more. But that needs to be the baseline of what he needs to be when he gets put in. Okay? So that's the first thing he will learn. He'll learn how to win in the NFL. He maybe goes out there and maybe Keenum goes out there and averages like kind of like Alex last year. Gets a touchdown. He gets about 250 yards a game passing, no turnovers, and we're averaging like 150 yards rushing a game, and our defense is shutting people out, and we're winning like 17-3. That will show Dwayne Haskins that this can work. It can work, and he can be that's what he has to do to succeed in that. Let's look at the other side of that coin. Let's say he goes out and Keenum is throwing turnovers left and right, and we're losing games 20-23 because we have too many turnovers. He will learn the lesson that in the NFL, turnovers will cost you games. That'll be the determining factor of every game is turnovers, and he will see that, and he'll understand that what he has, the type of style and the quality of play is required from him for us to be successful. He needs to see that, whether it's the winning part or the losing part, to learn from it. If we throw him out there right away and he goes out there and he wins the game, he's going to think, and let's say he goes out there, let's say we play the Eagles and we have 3 turnovers and he has 2 touchdowns and we might win by a field goal. He thinks that's the recipe for success. He needs to see someone else either succeed or fail to understand ways that you can win in the NFL. That is a lesson that he, as a rookie, needs to understand. He's played well enough that I think we could start him and we can limit the offense, maybe limit him to like 20, 25 passes a game, have him be a game manager this year until he really learns the offense and learns how to read defenses and so on and so forth. He definitely is the better talent. He definitely has the better upside. But to prevent a situation where we throw him in too early and we limit his growth, or maybe we can get him injured, I think that needs to be the way we handle this. Okay? If we started him, I wouldn't hate it because I do think he's better than Case Keenum. I think just Case Keenum he's just playing it safe. And I honestly don't think Jay Gruden's really opening up our offense very much. We have 2 guys that can blow the top off of defense, and the only person we've had attempt to blow the top off of defense this whole preseason is Robert Davis. Okay? So it's definitely something that we can definitely do that we have not attempted much yet. We haven't attempted a lot of 3 tight end looks with Reed, Sprinkle, and Davis. We haven't gone all 5 wide receivers. We haven't even seen Quinn play yet. So, there's a lot of things that we could throw in to really throw kind of a wrench in the blender and really mix things up with our offense that we really just haven't shown yet. trust me, there's definitely going to be more to this offense. We've run kind of the bare bones, the basic, I call it the basic bitch offense. This offense is very basic right now. We're not running anything crazy. It's something that we can easily run. That defense is not going to get too much of a read on what we can and cannot do. It really just helps showcase if people can run routes properly. Because honestly, you don't need to run a route properly to know that, Paul Richardson and Terry McLuhan can blow the top off a defense. And you don't need any of that to show that, Haskins can wing the ball deep. You don't need that. It's part of the game, and he can do it. And he definitely has the arm to do it, and he's shown he can do it. And I think Case Keenum can do it too. So that's kind of where we're at right now when it comes to the offense. What other group was there? Receivers, we had a couple drops here and there, but I will say Haskins got to hit that pass on the goal line. Got to hit that pass on the goal line. He had a pass on the goal line. The guy had like a 5-yard out, and he hit it dead on. If he'd hit it dead on, let me rephrase this. The player, I think it was Sims. I think it was Cam Sims. Ran a great route. Great route. Put his foot in the dirt, turned, wide open. Haskins hits him on the numbers, or in the hands. He hits that touchdown. And then we're walking out of there where this preseason he's throwing more touchdown passes with Case Keenum. It creates a little bit more buzz for him. But all in all, I'm concerned about the offense in some ways, but in some ways I'm not. I think our running game will be solid. I'm curious about how we're going to open up our receiving core and open up the offense for them. Really, it's a concern for Jay Gruden as to how much he wants to really open up the offense with the quarterbacks he has. None of them are super experienced in our offense. So that's what's going to come down to, is which one does he feel like he can open it up more, even though there's no Case Keenum has very little experience in our offense. He has good experience in the NFL, but not in our offense. And obviously Haskins is a rookie, so he probably doesn't want to open up too much with them. We'll see though. Maybe when we get Haskins in and it's game time and we have a situation where we have to open up the offense and throw a lot, maybe that's whenever he shines. Maybe he's a gamer. Some guys are gamers. Tim Tebow was like that. I love Tim Tebow, but it was not a good quarterback. But there are times when you can get a player who practices horribly, but you get him in a game, get him in a real game situation. I used to coach high school basketball. I had a coach named Brandon. Could not practice worth a damn. He could never remember plays. He could never do anything. But we had an offense that wasn't like very strict. It was just kind of free flowing and ball movement and spacing. He would shine. Like the last game I coached him. It wasn't my decision not to play him. It was the head coach. I was assistant. This kid put up like 7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks in the matter of like a 1 quarter of basketball. So some guys are just gamers. When it's actually a game and pedal to the metal, feet against the fire, he can play. And that could be what Haskins is. I mean, I don't think we should throw him out there and test that theory, because as far you go out there and throw him against the Eagles, and he gets like 4 turnovers in like the first half, and now his confidence is shot, and we got to completely reset and go with Keenum. Now Keenum doesn't think the coaches trust him anyway, so on and so forth. So it's a delicate situation that the Redskins got to handle. The defense is everything I thought it was. I said in the video I didn't post yesterday, I said that this team really spanked us really bad in the regular season this year. Now, obviously, it's preseason. They probably didn't open up their playbook very much. They probably didn't go with a lot of options of getting... I don't even think what's his name played, Julio Jones. I don't even think he played. But one thing about Atlanta... Nice signal, buddy. Is Atlanta does have a good quarterback. They have a good offense. They have a pretty good offensive-minded coach for the most part. And we did a pretty good job covering. Last year, this, to me, and I still stand by this, this is my theory, it's not a conspiracy theory, but a theory, that the reason why our Redskins actually started doing bad, having our quarterback break his leg probably didn't help, but the reason why the Redskins started doing bad was because we got Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix. Ha-Ha Clinton-Dix cost us, 4 or 5 years, 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 4 or 5 cost us the season, because when we incorporated Clinton Dix, this is the first game he played was against Atlanta. We had to change our entire defense because he did not know the scheme. So we had a very complex scheme. We were blitzing good. We had coverage. We were covering areas good. And then when we did that, we went to a very basic defense where we weren't blitzing. We didn't have mixed coverages because we had to run a defense that Clinton Dix could run until he got acclimated with the playbook, which he never did, and that's why we didn't have a good season last year. Plain and simple as that. And I still stand by that. I think that's the reason why we started doing bad. That game we gave up. We got pecker smacked by Atlanta. The next game we played the Buccaneers, where we gave up 500 yards. We won, but we gave up 500 yards. And then Texans, we didn't do great against Texans. I mean, it was just all downhill from there as soon as we got Clinton Dix. I get why we did it. Redskins GM outsmarted themselves, and they're going to do the same thing this year. And I'll explain that here in a minute. So I'm very excited to see the defense. I don't think the defense even tried to really mix it up with their blitz schemes. Right now they're just going out there playing basic. I really haven't seen them try anything super crazy. So I actually like Greg Minuski, and he gets a lot of crap for what happened last year, and it wasn't his fault. He didn't ask for Clinton Dix. Clinton Dix was thrown in his lap, and he was told to start him. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to run a defense he doesn't know. Then you're going to have some really bad coverages, and you're going to get blown coverages, and any decent quarterback you play is going to find those coverages. So, I'm excited. I'm happy from what I saw from the Redskin game. Could we have done better? Sure. Especially on offense, but I think we're going to get those things ironed out. We needed to see a couple things. Haskins will get one more game. He'll be able to play in the 4th preseason game. He'll get opening. I'm pretty sure he'll play the whole first half, and then he'll play that Woodrum kid, or maybe even Cole, the last half. And we'll see a little bit more from him. Not too much more, but a little bit more. But as of right now, I think Keenum's going to start for the reason I said. Not because I think Keenum's going to go out there this season and put up 4,000 plus passing yards, 30 touchdowns, and like 10 interceptions. It's not why. I think he'll go out there and he'll do just enough to win or just enough to lose. And Haskins needs to see that, and he'll learn from that. And that'll actually help him going forward. If we go out there and throw him into the Wolves, and either whether he has success or not success, he needs to see what this team needs to win. If we win with Case Keenum, we will win doing the things that we need to do. If we lose with Case Keenum, we'll lose doing the things that we shouldn't be doing. And I think that's an important lesson that Haskins needs to learn. I think he's very humble, and I actually like him. When I initially drafted him, I wasn't the biggest fan of Haskins. I'm not going to say I wasn't a fan, don't get me wrong. I wanted one of two things. I wanted us to trade for Josh Rosen and then get a quarterback like in the 3rd or 4th round, like a Will Grier. I was actually a huge Daniel Jones fan, and I know like the Giants got a lot of crap for getting him. But I'm telling you, he's gonna be a player to haunt us coming in the years to come. He did not play on a good team. A lot of times people judge players based on the talent they're playing with instead of based on their talent themselves. Daniel Jones has a lot of talent. He's very good at reading defenses. He did not have good talent with him on, I think he played for Duke. Was it Duke or North Carolina? I'm pretty sure it's Duke. So he did not have a lot of talent around him. Haskins probably had the best talent around him when it comes to receiving. Him and Kyler Murray had some of the best talent in the league last year, or in college football last year, and then you could probably throw in Clemson with that when it comes to offensive talent total. So that's just my opinion. That's just the way I view it. I don't hate the kid. I think he's going to do very well if he does these things well. I think he's progressed well, and every time I hear him talk, he doesn't come off as like arrogant. I like Robert Griffin. I still do to this day. I follow him on Facebook. He's my guy. But Robert Griffin talks, he comes off as very arrogant, like he's already arrived. Haskins talks very mature, and he talks very mature, like he understands he has not arrived yet. and there's a lot of this. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and he understands that. So that's basically my video. I'm not going to go too much more into it. I'm glad we got the win, but it's a preseason game, so it doesn't matter at all. What matters is what we saw from our players. And like I said, I really don't think Jay Gruden's opening up the offensive playbook and really pulling out all the stops. I think he's kind of holding back to make sure we don't give any teams too much ammo, especially the Eagles. The fact that we got to play the Eagles first game, they always do that to us. They always give us a really, they always give us like especially the Eagles. They've been good the last few years. They always give us some kind of like rivalry or game opening season. They like rotate it every year. A couple years ago, it was Eagles. Last year was Arizona. This year it's Eagles again. But I digress. That's my video. This is JD. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow on Twitter, Redskins Ranter, and hail to the Redskins. See you.